And are you refreshed? Good. Now what?
So I just started listening to you 2 weeks ago. And when I saw you were going to be here in Chicago, I said, hell yes. So here I am. Thank you for everything.
How did it feel for you today? You feel like you're grasping most things?
Absolutely. It's like I was beamed in here on purpose.
Yeah.
Even the people that I've been sitting next to. So when you talk about being up to speed with your alignment, with your vibrational alignment and manifestation, I have manifested this amazing job, and yet it's causing a lot of contrast. It's a new level, new challenges. There are days when I want to run into the woods and wonder if it's the right thing. And I wonder, am I not up to speed with my manifestation, if that's what it is? Like, I struggle now, a new level. Am I worthy of this position?
Well, anything that makes you question if you're worthy of the position is a good thing for you to be involved in, because there is nothing more important for you than to feel worthy of your position. So if you don't feel worthy of it, then that would be a good thing to set out to accomplish. And asking yourself if you are sort of works against you, don't you think?
Yeah.
How'd you get the job?
Someone I worked with previously.
Recommended you?
Yeah.
So they apparently thought you were.
Everyone around me thinks I am. It's so obvious. And my leadership team, nothing but positive feedback.
Isn't it interesting?
Yeah.
So why are you the last holdout?
I don't know. That's why I'm here.
Do you have a habit of not believing in yourself? Do you investigate possible employment by looking for things for sure you know you can do? In other words, do you look down or do you look upward? In other words, if you are playing tennis and good at it, would you look for someone that you could beat every time? Or would you look for someone who brought better tennis playing skills from you?
I looked upward.
So what makes you question if you are, when you say worthy, do you mean capable? Or do you mean there's more abundance flowing than you can comfortably receive? You used worthy in an interesting way.
I come up against contrast with other cross-functional teams that make unreasonable demands or put me in the position of feeling like I can't please all of them. And then I go to the maybe I'm not good enough place. So it's about listening to you today. I'm getting clarity around. It just means I'm out of alignment right now with my higher self. And so the closer I come into alignment with that, these outer forces and teams won't affect me, that self-esteem as much.
When you said that the idea of coming here felt like a yes, how did that job feel initially to you?
Yes.
If that was the initial response to it, that means that you are in the vibrational ballpark of it. And doesn't everything take a little settling into?
Yeah, it's only been 4.5 months.
So what specifically gives you the most often strongest feeling that you're not ready for that?
Having, just dealing with the deadlines and the demands and feeling like we're not keeping up.
In comparison with what?
The expectation there.
In comparison to other teams that are performing better, or in comparison with a specific individual who is making the statements of intent?
But now that you mention it, none of the other teams are really keeping up either. There are challenges that are bigger than all of us that we're all dealing with.
Is it possible that you are in an environment where someone or a lot of someones have decided that by holding strong expectations that they get more from you, and so do? If they were to say to you, we know that this is hard and we really have no requirements, so just please yourself, do you think there would be as much focus?
No.
So can you appreciate their strong expectations of you in the sense that it causes you to focus?
Yes.
And wouldn't you prefer their strong expectations rather than a lackadaisical, limp environment which didn't require focus?
Absolutely.
So focusing does feel good to you. So as you're thinking about focusing, now ask yourself, what are you doing in your focusing that is disempowering you? Are you superimposing over the askers of you things that aren't there?
Yeah, I think I am.
So it's not really them making demands of you, it's you making demands of you.
Yes.
So if you step back from it and you say, well, I appreciate the focusing that they're requiring or that they are facilitating. I like focusing. And so I'm focusing to try to reach their expectations. Maybe I could do a little more focusing to reach my own expectations. So in this conversation, have you identified anything? Because we felt some rippling happening. Have you identified any expectations that you have of yourself that are unreasonable?
The rippling was realizing that's the problem. That I have sort of these really high expectations of myself.
So
and then
can you speak an expectation that you feel is high and unreasonable?
That I be perfect all the time. Perfect performance.
So now, when something feels unreasonable, that means you feel discord in it, which means, and you've gathered enough even from this day to understand that that negative emotion means that you're looking at it in a way that your inner being isn't. And that's why we're calling it unreasonable. Because your inner being knows where you are in relationship to everything you want and knows just how much calling to do in order to keep you moving through your path of least resistance in a comfortable way. Did you hear that? That is such a powerful thing to understand. So your inner being is calling you just right. Why don't you call yourself just right? Who do you think that you're proving something to?
I think I have to prove to myself that I'm worthy.
But if you have come to the conclusion, and we think you did today, that your inner being is the self that you're proving yourself to, and your inner being likes you just fine, then what's this other fictitious character that you're trying to prove yourself to?
I don't know. This is great.
Well, it's just stuff you've picked up along your physical trail, but having this conversation makes it feel a little irrational, doesn't it?
Yes, thank you.
And so now recapping, you had this really strong yes about this job, which means it's a really good one. And the people there are asking you to focus, which is only good for you. And you have this awesome team around you, and you are really coming together in strong ways. And each of you is stronger in your combination than any of you were in your individuality. So you're understanding the harmonics of law of attraction and how it is working for you in a really strong way. So harmony, 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 harmony with those that are asking from you, harmony with one another. The only discord that we can feel is the discord between you and you, which you softened dramatically just now. So now do you want to make some statements, just because you're in the mood to do it, about how well aligned you are in this position? I think I'm in a good place. And I like stretching, and I'm good at it.
I'm really super challenged in this job. It's only going to make me better.
All right, let's say that better. Let's say that better. Let's say it more in keeping with the laws of the universe as we know them to be. I love focusing myself into alignment because I love the feeling of the energy flowing through me in a powerful way. Because that sweet spot is so sweet. And you've felt that on many occasions, you see, but you've misunderstood what it was. You're going to really like this. You thought that that feeling of flow and that feeling of right place, right time was because you picked a job or an experience or a subject, and you were so ready for it and so qualified for it that it just flowed. But that wasn't what you were feeling. What you were feeling was the intent of your broader perspective and the intent of you merging in a powerful way. You see, you are powerful creators, and you will never, this should be on your disclaimer too, you will never again be happy with mediocrity. Ever, ever again. Because you have the energy that creates worlds flowing through you, you see. And so it's not a matter of harnessing it because you've already harnessed it. It's not a matter of directing it because you've already directed it. It's a matter of letting yourself receive it, which means you've got to be nice to yourself. You can't be hard on yourself. You can't talk smack about yourself. You can't put yourself down. And sometimes, and there's a little bit of this going on, our friend earlier was talking about her daughter who sometimes talks herself down in order to blend with others. Don't do that.
I've done a lot of that
We know.
over my life.
Don't do that, because that's what's putting you at odds with yourself. And it also is then what makes you then feel like you need to overperform.
Yeah. Wow. Yes. That's amazing. Thank you.
You're doing extremely well. This is going to be way fun. Enough?
Thank you. Yes, that's enough.
Really
Thank
good.
you.